So if you could have a look at that photo on your phone, it's going to take you back to school. What memories does it bring back?
This photo was like, well done, you've made it through school. This just reminds me that a lot of people look back at like their past selves and are a little bit disappointed, but that's okay, because at the time, that was you, that was me. As much as I regret that, that's me. So you shouldn't regret that, because that was you. That you should be ashamed of what you were, or who you were. This reminds me of all the fun at school and how I took it for granted, because life can get, harder. And then back at school, like, the only thing that mattered was how sharp your pencil was in your pencil case, and if you had gel pens. Smelly gel pens, or them spider pens where you'd link the colours. Everyone had them. If you're acting like you don't know, but you know. Those were my fave. Oh, I miss school. This reminds me that I made most of my lifelong friends at school, and I still talk to them today, and they are genuinely my friends. And you thought teachers were your enemy. You're like, oh, they give me so much work. But actually, teachers can be your greatest ally, especially in instances of bullying. Like, they're there for you. I think everyone gets bullied at some point in their life. On a small scale, large scale. The largest scale we got was because we were twins. I couldn't help that. We were slightly overweight as well, which seemed to be... makes you an easier target, because you're standing out. You stand out for being a twin, and you stand out for being overweight, so kids in the playground would pick on you. At the time, I didn't consider it bullying, because I just assumed that I'm not being bullied. I just assumed that bullying came with the territory. Really, what comes with the territory of being a twin is the questions from the mum, like, what's it like being a twin? Or, I want to be a twin, and not a stone being thrown at the back of your head while you're riding your bike home. It was a brief period of being bullied. Again, at the time, I didn't consider it as bullying. I just saw it as being picked on or sort of singled out, but then in hindsight it was bullying. In life, your differences should be celebrated, not belittled, and we stood out because we were twins, we were overweight, and we were really quite smart, and we did well in tests, which made us a target for some reason. And if you think about that now, if you stand out for excelling in life, you shouldn't be belittled for it. There was this really weird thing at school where it was bad to be smart. If you were smart, then that was a weird thing, and you can get picked on for that. And I think we're all guilty of making comments about other people, and that actually does register as bullying, I think, as well. I think bullying made me feel vulnerable because it's not something that you can deal with alone. My worst memory of school was the PE change room. I hated, with a passion, probably because I was a little bit overweight, PE, the smell of mud and sweat. Well, just getting changed in front of other people was, no. As someone that had self-confidence issues, and still does to this day, like, getting changed in front of people is always just a slightly awkward experience. Oh, just gonna quickly, done, ready for the PE class, let's go. Cross country, that was trauma. We were bullied because we stood out, and that was fine, because you can stand out, and you should stand out, because that makes you unique. That was good. I think I wish I'd had more self-confidence at school. I wasn't so self-conscious. I think that actually made me quite vulnerable. And I was only really confident when I was surrounded by my friends. And when I was picked on, I wasn't with my friends. And I think I should have been more confident in myself, regardless of how I felt and how I looked. To me, bullying is a group of like 3 boys that go around and pick on you and take your lunch money, because that's what it was in like cartoons. I think really what there needs to be is more awareness of bullying. There were no classes saying, this is what bullying is, this is what you shouldn't do. It was just sort of, that's what made you a good person, so don't do this. But there was no education about bullying. An anti-bullying ambassador would have been a big help when I was at school. I think having someone to talk to that wasn't a teacher, someone sort of my level that I could be like a peer. Yeah, and just chat with. Sit on a bench at lunch and say, look, this person's doing this, what should I do? And they could be like, here's what I think you should do. That would really help.
In the UK, 10 million children are going back to school. Over half of them will be affected by bullying.
You can change that by helping us train an anti-bullying ambassador in every school.
Here's how you can help. Text ANTI15 followed by £1, £2, £3, £4, £5 or £10 to 70070 and show your support online. This campaign is run by the Diana Award charity.